Lewis Hamilton claims he knew nothing of his Mercedes team's controversial sponsorship deal with Kingspan, an insulation firm which has been implicated in the Grenfell Tower disaster 4 years ago. As he has nothing to do with the sponsors whose logos can be seen on his W12 car, the Briton only became aware of the situation when the news was made public. Some of the firm's insulation was used on Grenfell Tower, something the firm denied knowledge of after the block went up in flames in 2017, killing 72 people. But survivors group Grenfell United was furious when the deal was announced, calling for the F1 team to immediately cut ties with its latest corporate sponsor. Chief Executive and team principal Toto Wolff has since addressed the situation and apologized, but the title-chasing racer feels it is not his place to say too much as he generally does not deal with team sponsorships. Tommy Hilfiger was the only one I brought to the team. It was news to me when I heard the things that happened this week, he said. I was very much aware and watching very closely all the families that were affected by what happened there. We know there has been a huge outcry and an amazing amount of support from people, from the community around there. So as I said, this really doesn't have anything to do with me. There has so far been no suggestion that Mercedes will be cancelling the deal, despite Grenfell United's plea and Cabinet Minister Michael Gove also asking the Silver Arrows to reconsider the partnership. But Hamilton hinted that Wolff is working on the situation in the background, and didn't close the door on the idea of the sponsorship being prematurely brought to an end. I know Toto is sorting it, the 7-time world champion added. Unfortunately my name is associated with it because it's put on that car. But whether that remains the same, we shall see. After receiving the complaint from Grenfell United, Wolff sent a letter back to the group in which he apologized for any further distress caused to bereft families and survivors. He also accepted the group's offer of an in-person meeting to discuss the issue further. The tragedy of the Grenfell Tower fire was beyond imaginable to me, and it should never happened, Wolff wrote. On behalf of our team, I would sincerely like to apologize to you for the additional hurt that this announcement has caused. It was never our intention to do so. The work of the public inquiry to establish the full causes of the tragedy is crucially important. Prior to concluding our partnership, we engaged with Kingspan in depth to understand what role their products played in what happened at Grenfell. Kingspan have stated that they played no role in the design or construction of the cladding system on Grenfell Tower, and that a small percentage of their product was used as a substitute without their knowledge in part of the system which was not compliant with building regulations and was unsafe. I know that this does not change in any way the awful tragedy you suffered, or the deep and ongoing pain felt in your community, and I would like to thank Grenfell United for the offer to meet in person for me to learn and understand better. I look forward to coming together as soon as we can. The Kingspan logo appeared for the first time on the Mercedes cars over the last weekend, as the Silver Arrows took to the newly built Jeddah Corniche circuit in Saudi Arabia.